Yeah, first of all, thanks for that question. It's a very good point, no? So a lot of people actually wonder, like, why are you doing that? Spending significant resources, not just in terms of funding, time, expertise, right? Into responsible gaming, isn't that counterintuitive to your business? So actually, our view is the opposite. We feel that, like, well, online gaming, this started in 2022, right? So it's a fairly young industry. It's just in nascent stages. And of course, everyone's still feeling their way around. And the fact that this was driven by the massive digital adoption, right? Obviously, this really took off during COVID, right? And after that, like you have fintech, the likes of GCash, right? And now online gaming being extremely accessible, and smartphones being affordable, more affordable now, right? Like almost everyone or every Filipino has a smartphone now. So these types of platforms are very accessible. So we feel that we've provided this kind of platform, entertainment, but it's also a responsibility to make sure that the users, the players, will not abuse it, get addicted, etc. So we don't want to take advantage of it for the sake of profits. So for us, to make our business sustainable and that will last for the long term, be here for the long haul, we need to do this, right? Be more responsible in how we conduct our business, ensuring that our players, that we create a positive environment for our players. And the last thing we want is like it becomes toxic, right? And therefore short term. So we don't want that. We want our business, our industry to be here for the long haul. That's why we're doing this.
Thank you, ma'am, for that question. Now, we have a question from Stag Photo. We have Mr. Alan Sancon.
Hello po. Good afternoon, everyone. My question is for Miss Angela. Yes. What message does the Pusta de Peligro campaign send about DigiPlus and PAGCOR's commitment to responsible gaming?
No, thank you for also citing PAGCOR in this, because I think if there is a message that we want to say about Pusta de Peligro or the responsible gaming campaign, is that responsible gaming is everyone's responsibility. So there's a role for the regulator, for the player themselves, but also for industry operators like us. So at least for us, I guess, for DigiPlus, as a leading entertainment company, what we want really is to be able to educate and protect our players. We really want to put them at the forefront. And if with DigiPlus, we multiply the fun with many gaming platforms that you can see there. But especially for us in the foundation, our mandate is to multiply the good. And we can only really do that if we put the players and their welfare at the foremost.
Follow-up lang po. Napanood namin yung video kanina. No? Very entertaining and very informative. Saan po mapapanood ng mga manonood to? Is it on YouTube, digital, or may commercial din ba on TV, something like that?
Actually, this is just the start, no? You can already see it on YouTube, and then we'll be posting it simultaneously in our social media platforms. But do expect that different permutations of the same campaign will be coming out on mass advertising. So we hope talaga that this will get the message across, get the attention as well, and spark conversations on responsible gaming.
Thank you, Sir Alan, for those questions. Now, we have another question from our friends in the media we'd like to call on from United News, Miss Jenny Cheng.
Hello, good afternoon. My question is for Ms. Celeste. What kind of investment and effort have DigiPlus and PAGCOR put into this campaign? Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, so the way we look at this responsible gaming campaign is similar, in a similar capacity or similar lens as how we do our marketing or branding strategy, right? So we're promoting it. So we're spending resources, deploying resources for this kind of event, for example, right? in producing the videos, in producing the other promotional materials, right? So similar to how we would promote our own our products like Bingo Plus, Arena Plus, etc. So that's the kind of perspective we're looking into it. We really need to get the word out there. So it's actually the similar capacity, no? So we spend obviously financial resources, time, and expertise on this, and we look at it as a way to not just promote. Well, we don't distinguish it from the way we promote our products, right? So we also want our players to know that when they play, they have to be mindful. They have to play responsibly.
Yeah, I'd like to add lang din. Actually, I think other than, this in itself, the campaign itself is a sizable investment. But I'd also like to point out that even before that this whole campaign, all the videos that you've seen, before that has come out, we've also made investments inside our own platform. I think you saw that earlier, no? That we have our KYC software, we have now our responsible gaming tab. So now, apart from us raising awareness, no, to the general public on knowing the risk through all these advertising, no, that we're doing on responsible gaming, the next step is empowering the players really to make the right choices inside our app while they are gaming. So that feature enables them to control the time that they are spending on our platforms, even cap their losses and their bets. So I think that's also a powerful investment on our side, not just on the front end in terms of advertising and communications, but also on the back end with how we develop our platforms.
So again, we thank our friends from the media. Sorry, in the interest of time, I do hope that we have more time to do this, but in the foreseeable future, hopefully we can. But right now, I'd like to ask a final message to our panelists this afternoon. I'd like to go first with Ms. Celeste for a final message.
Thank you. Yeah, first of all, we want to thank all of you for being here and supporting us in this event. But again, we just want to go back to our from what Mr. Sanko said in his opening, as well as what we have been repeating here, all the panelists today, or all the speakers today, is that gaming or gambling, if you really want to be blunt about it, it's gambling, right? There's a probably a better way of approaching it, right? As long as all the stakeholders, whether it's the operators like ourselves, our regulator, obviously very supportive as well of this endeavor, and the players and the general public, as long as there's number one, education, right? Everyone is informed that there's actually a way of controlling one's gaming habits, right? And operators like ourselves, we pave the way, or we set up the proper facilities to help and also educate, right? And having that kind of tools in our own platforms to control gaming habits, right? So in the long run, I think there's a way of creating this industry that's positive. Like, it's really for entertainment, which is the original intention of having the gaming industry, right? That it's really for fun and entertainment. So, Jel.
Ms. Angela?
All right, so for me, I guess just two major takeaways. One is that when it comes to responsible gaming, again, it's a shared responsibility, and there needs to be a multi-stakeholder approach to it. We need to look at it in different aspects. One, we have prevention, diba? Let's talk about the risks, right? And enable people to mitigate those risks and make the right choices. Education is another thing that's important, diba? We need to equip, no, with the right tips, with the right tools as well, so that they can practice self-regulation, and of course intervention. Because we do understand that sometimes, no matter how much we raise awareness on the red flags, no matter how much we do education, there are still really those who will have challenges with problem gaming. And we do need to be ready to provide interventions, whether it's psychological first aid or whether it's for yourself, peers. Kami din po, we also teach pala, sorry, but we also teach our employees, our frontliners, to spot the signs of problem gaming. So talagang holistic approach po siya. And I think that leads me to my second point, no, that honestly, we cannot do it alone. We're very grateful that PAGCOR provides guidance. We have our experts like Ms. Chit, Mr. Armand also helping us in designing this. But we do need everybody's help, all of you here. No, as the main medium of communication to the Filipinos, I hope that you will join us also in campaigning for responsible gaming.
Parang everyone is an instrument in making this possible and successful at the same time.